The music was loud, the laughter even louder. James, a single dad in his late 30s, adjusted his daughter Lily's dress as they stepped into the grand wedding hall. He wasn't there for the party. He was there because Lily had been asked to be a flower girl. James wore his only suit, one that had seen too many job interviews and not enough victories. His hands were rough from years at the auto shop, his eyes tired, but his smile for Lily was genuine. The hall was dazzling. Glittering chandeliers, round tables draped in white, families hugging, kids chasing each other. James felt out of place, but then his world froze. Across the room, dressed in an elegant evening gown, stood Emma, his first love, the girl he once thought he'd spend forever with. Now, a woman he hadn't seen in nearly 20 years. She hadn't changed much, still the soft waves of light brown hair, the hazel eyes that could read his soul. But now there was something else, a presence, the kind that turned heads. James soon overheard whispers. She was the CEO of a major company, one of the sponsors of the wedding. For a moment, James wanted to disappear. What would she see? A single dad worn out from bills and late-night shifts? Or the boy she once loved? As fate would have it, Lily's basket tipped, scattering petals across the dance floor. James knelt quickly to help her, and Emma appeared beside him. Their hands touched as they picked up the flowers. "James?" she whispered, almost disbelieving. He looked up. "Emma, wow. It's been a long time." The conversation was short, interrupted by the ceremony, but the spark was undeniable. Later that evening, during dinner, Lily shyly walked up to Emma and offered her a small handmade card. On the front, in a child's handwriting, it read, "Thank you for being kind." Emma smiled, kneeling down. "What's this for, sweetheart?" Lily replied, "Because you helped Daddy when no one else did." Emma looked confused. So James explained. A few weeks earlier, Lily's school had received a donation covering the costs of uniforms and supplies for struggling families. Emma's company had sponsored it. She hadn't even realized James's daughter was one of the children helped. That moment hit Emma hard. All the awards, the business trips, the success, it never touched her heart like this simple thank you did. As the night went on, James and Emma found themselves at the edge of the dance floor, away from the crowd. The band played a slow song. Emma hesitated, then offered her hand. James, nervous but smiling, took it. Under the soft glow of the chandeliers, surrounded by laughter and clinking glasses, two people who had once lost each other found a piece of their hearts again. The emotional climax came when Emma whispered, "James, I thought I'd built the life I wanted. But tonight, watching you with Lily, I realized, love, sacrifice, family, that's what really matters. And maybe it's not too late for us." James's voice cracked. "I've spent years thinking I wasn't enough. But if you're here, maybe I was wrong." By the time the wedding ended, James wasn't just the single dad who came to support his daughter. He was a man who rediscovered love, reminded that sometimes the greatest reunions don't happen in boardrooms or ballrooms, but in quiet moments of kindness and truth. As the music slowed and guests began to leave the dance floor, James and Emma found themselves still swaying gently. Neither wanted to let go. Emma finally smiled, breaking the silence. "Do you remember prom night? You stepped on my toes so many times I thought I'd need crutches the next day." James chuckled softly, his voice rough from emotion. "Yeah, and you still stayed on the dance floor with me till the last song. Guess you've always been patient with me." For a moment, they both laughed. Two teenagers trapped in older bodies, remembering what it felt like to be young and fearless. But then Lily ran over, tugging at James's sleeve. "Daddy, can we take a picture together? You, me, and, Miss Emma?" Emma bent down, smiling.
"How about you just call me Emma, sweetheart?"
The three of them posed under the wedding arch, a photographer snapping the candid shot. James knew it wasn't just a photo. It was a memory, one that might mark a new beginning. Later that evening, when the hall grew quiet, Emma walked James and Lily to their car. Rain had just started falling lightly, the street shimmering under lamplight. "James," Emma said, her voice softer now, "I need to tell you something. For years I chased success because I thought it would fill the emptiness. But tonight, seeing Lily smile, seeing you still standing tall after everything life threw at you, I realized I've been missing the only thing that ever really mattered. Real people. Real love. James's throat tightened. He wanted to say something, but words failed. So Lily, in her innocent way, spoke instead. Daddy, I think Miss Emma should come over for pancakes. You always make too many anyway. Emma laughed through her tears, and James finally found his words. Then it's settled. Pancakes tomorrow morning, just like old times. The next morning, Emma showed up at their small apartment. The place was modest. Second-hand furniture, a cracked coffee table, but filled with warmth. Lily proudly set the table while James flipped pancakes on a worn-out skillet. Emma looked around quietly. She wasn't judging, it was the opposite. Her world had been boardrooms, hotel suites, limousines. But here, in this tiny kitchen, she felt something she hadn't felt in years. Home. At breakfast, Lily told stories about school. James teased Emma about still being terrible at math. And Emma admitted she had always been jealous of how easily James could make people laugh. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't grand. But it was real. Weeks passed. Emma visited often, sometimes joining Lily's soccer games, sometimes helping James fix things around the apartment. Slowly, the wall between their worlds crumbled. Then came the twist neither expected. Emma announced at a press event that her company was launching a scholarship fund for children of single parents, inspired by a mechanic and his daughter who reminded me what resilience really looks like. The crowd clapped, the cameras flashed. James watched from the side, stunned. She didn't name him, but he knew. It was their story, their kindness, woven into something bigger than themselves. The emotional climax came one evening after the press conference. Emma found James sitting alone, working late in his small garage. She walked in, her heels clicking on the concrete floor, and said quietly, "You know, James, I don't want to just sponsor scholarships. I want to build a life with someone who teaches me every day what love really means. And I think that someone is you." James put down his tools, eyes wet with disbelief. "Emma, are you sure? I don't have much to offer. Just this garage, a few pancakes, and—" She stopped him with a gentle touch on his hand. "James, that's everything I've ever needed. I have the world, but I want home, and home is with you and Lily." As months turned into seasons, the bond only grew stronger. They didn't rush. They didn't need to. Love had already found its way back, proof that kindness, sacrifice, and second chances are more powerful than any title or fortune. And years later, when Lily looked at the framed wedding photo of her dad and Emma, taken under the same wedding arch where they reunited,